Welcome back, everybody, to another Profit Target interview. We are joined with a very special guest today, Megiliano. He has been with us for a long time now. He's traded many, many different account sizes. His story certainly is a very interesting one, whether you're one of our traders already or you're looking to start your journey on a funding program. This is definitely going to be an interview that is going to be worth listening out for. So, Megiliano, I'll allow you to introduce yourself first. First, why don't you tell the viewers kind of how long you've been trading for? When was it that you started out on this kind of trading journey? Not necessarily with us, just in general. When was it that you started trading? How long you've been trading for? And a little bit of a kind of an introduction about yourself.
Yes, of course. Hello to you personally and hello to everyone. My name is Megilianos Journey. I started trading in January 2016 and I've been trading since then. It's approximately 7 years now that I occupy myself with trading. From these 7 years, the first year, I have to admit, it was only on a demo account, and the other 6 years are on a real account.
Yes. Okay, fantastic, brilliant. So how long have you been trading with us now? How long have you been one of our traders for?
I started trading with Audacity Capital in October 2021.
Fantastic. So
it's one year and a quarter approximately.
Absolutely. And your journey with us specifically has been quite a crazy journey. Previously you have been managing all the way up to the maximum account size that we offer. So previously you were managing on the $480,000 account. So you are one of our most profitable and one of our most experienced traders. Unfortunately, at that stage we breached one of the drawdown limits. So we have now started again on the $15,000 and we're now back up to 30,000. So I don't think it's going to be very long until you're back again managing one of the larger account sizes. So, why don't you summarize? Let's talk a little bit about the larger account sizes. The last time when you were managing capital with us. So previously, obviously managing all the way up to just under $500,000 US. How did you get to that stage? What were the most important points for you in that journey? And then maybe a little bit about, what happened in terms of breaching the drawdown. I think it's important for people out there to have a good understanding that, although kind of trading is, a lot driven by financial reasons, things can go wrong even for the most profitable traders. So I think giving us a little bit of an insight into what happened there would also be very beneficial.
Yes. Okay, great. So let me summarize in a few words my journey. In the beginning, I started with a $15,000 account, just like everyone. At the first 2 months, because I was very, very cautious, and because it was the first time that I was managing somebody else's capital.
Yeah.
And I was I was making very, very few trades, if none. So the first 2 months were not something particular. Then after 2 months, I really started trading, and in approximately 2 weeks, I reached the target 3 times.
Yes.
Then after that, I reached the 120,000, and then I started losing a little bit. For example, from the 120, I reached the 110. And I remember I was asked why this downfall. Well, the truth is I had never managed such a big account before. So I have to admit it was a little bit stressful for me to manage such a big account.
So you think at that stage when you got to 120,000 that first time around, you think you started to struggle with the psychology of seeing 6 figures on the screen, a very large amount of profit and loss. You'd say you struggled at that stage?
Yes, I think at least subconsciously I was a little bit stressed. I was a little bit stressed because it was definitely a big amount. It was a big size of capital.
Yes.
Then I recovered from the loss because I had reached the $110,000. I recovered. I reached the profit target, and then after a couple of months, I reached the ultimate target, the $500,000 US.
Yes.
I was I think 4 to 5 months I stayed there at the peak. And then unfortunately, I reached the drawdown, the 10% drawdown, and I had to start all over again. Now, I think the main reason that I reached the drawdown was because I couldn't find any chance to trade my usual pairs, and I started trading in my view a very difficult pair, the British pound with the United States dollar.
Yeah.
I think on the general view, I was correct about the trend, because the trend was bullish. So I was correct about that. But the way that it was making the bullish trend, it was very difficult to capture it from a position to buy low and sell high. Because and because of the fact that for me it was because I'm not used to trade the Euro USD, the British pound with the United States dollar, because I consider them very, very difficult pairs.
Yes.
And so when I entered in that new market for me, I was really, I have to admit, I found myself in a great difficulty. On a great difficulty.
Megiliano, what was the reason that you shifted? You know, obviously you had brilliant success with us, going all the way from 15,000 all the way up into 480,000 US dollars. What do you think what was the main reason? You know, you then shifted to trade other markets. You know, why was that?
Yes, the main reason was because when I was I couldn't find any chances at that time at my pairs, at the pairs that I'm used to trade. And so I switched into another pair, which I have to admit I regretted that I did it. I wish I would have stayed at the same pair and wait a little longer.
Yeah.
And but it happened. We can't go back right now.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody makes mistakes for sure in trading, as long as you make a mistake and then you learn from it. So what do you think you learned from that experience? You know, when you get to that, you know, such a large account size, you're managing $500,000 US dollars. I think you know, at that stage, I think you can afford to be at your most patient. So, you know, especially as, you know, how much patience you showed to get up to that stage. Obviously, you know, now you say that you regret making that decision to switch and move markets. Are you now back trading the asset classes that, you know, got you to the stage where you are at now?
Yes, pretty much. Yes, pretty much.
And what is your favorite asset class? What is it that you're trading at the moment?
I would say everything that has yen inside.
Okay.
Everything that has yen.
So pound yen, dollar yen, euro yen.
Yes. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you know, like I said at the start, I think your story with us is a particularly fascinating one. And I think, again, it is just proof, you know, I think it just proves to a lot of traders out there that trading is a constant learning journey. You know, you never get to a position when you're trading where you've ticked the box, you've done it, you've completed it, everything is sorted, and you're able to just consistently produce profits from the market. I think everybody, even our most successful traders, people that end up managing $500,000 US dollars, they still, you know, the markets will still present challenges, whether it's psychological challenges, all of these different things. So it's very interesting to get your insight at that stage. You know, would you know, you obviously switched over and started trading some different asset classes at the stage where you were managing 480,000. I may add that you did reach the profit target on 480,000 multiple times, I believe.
Yes, so, I did it. Yes.
So before then as well. So what would you do differently this time around? You know, you've gone into that new asset class. You've started trading, you know, pound with the pound US dollar. You've already done that. What would you do differently, you know, in the position that you are now, if you made that decision and you switched? Were you risking too much? Did you hold on to a losing position, you know, without a stop loss? You know, what was the mistakes that you made, and what have you learned from that scenario and situation?
Well, first and foremost, I would be right now. I would be even more patient, and I would stay. I would insist on trading the typical pairs that I'm used to.
Yes.
And I wouldn't switch. I wouldn't switch that easily to another pairs, just because I don't find any chances right now. So I would be much more patient. Now, about what happened at the British pound, I think yes, because of the fact that it was a different market. It was a different asset,
Yes.
and I'm not used to trading it. I have to admit that. Yes, maybe I showed too much tolerance about the loss, so
Okay.
I shouldn't. I shouldn't.
So you should have cut your losses sooner.
Yes, absolutely. I should have
Okay.
done that, and I shouldn't take the British pound with the United States dollar so lightly, just like the other pairs, because it's a completely different market. It may look similar with some other market, but it's a different market. It's a different market nonetheless, and a very difficult one. So I would be much more cautious this time if I were to trade again the pound with the dollar.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand for sure, 100%. Now, I want to go back to, when you met the moment where you spoke about when you were managing the $120,000 account, where you got to the stage where you were in a significant, amount of drawdown. You said that the $120,000 account was then down at 110,000. What was the thought process, and what was the strategy, and what did you check? Did you change anything? I would like to know, what you did in order to recover. I think there can be definitely some learnings, because I think what a lot of traders do when they start going into drawdown, the panic button goes here. People start to panic, and they start to, deviate from their plan and their strategy. They start to change things. They just start gambling, over risking, opening random positions, hoping that it's going to be able to get them to recover. So I would like to, put you back in the shoes of when you were down at 110,000 and when you recovered. What was the thought process? What did you do? What did you implement at that time in order to recover? Because that was, very close to the drawdown limit. So I'd like to get some insight into what you went through at that period in time.
Yes, absolutely. I have to admit, when I started losing, and when I reached the $110,000, I have to admit I was obviously a little bit panicked, because I was very close to reach the drawdown. But I did the simplest thing that you can imagine. I remained extremely calm. And I think calmness is your best friend in trading. And so I remained extremely calm, and I said myself, okay, now you have to give 150% of your effort in order to get back to where you were, and even further to reach the 10% target. So yes, I remained extremely calm, and no, I was. I didn't have.
Did you change the risk at all? Did you lower the lot size that you're using, or did you stick to the plan and continue as you were?
No, I didn't change the lot size. I stayed with the same lot size. I stick with the same lot size. I didn't change it. Because I thought that if I did change it, it would take a half century in order to reach the 10% target. That's why. That's the only reason. So no, I didn't change the lot size, but I remained extremely calm, and I asked for myself, I demanded from myself from now on to give 150% of my
attention. Understood. Brilliant. I think it's certainly a situation that a lot of traders and a lot of people in general find themselves in on their accounts. So staying calm, remaining patient, taking only high probability setups that really fits your trading plan and your strategy. I think that's really important, even more so when you do go through a little bit of a rough patch or a bad period, that like the one that you went through there. I think that's really a really interesting piece of advice that a lot of people can gain a lot of value from. So now I'd like to, if you don't mind, just tell the viewers at home and the people that are listening a little bit about the strategy that you used. You mentioned that you're trading, anything with the yen market, so euro yen, dollar yen, pound yen. What is the strategy? How are you approaching these markets at the moment?
Yes, of course. Well, first of all, let me tell you that I use the traditional indicators, just like the Bollinger Bands, moving average, parabolic SAR, stochastic, MACD, RSI, and of course many others traditional indicators. I also use trading patterns, just like everybody, and of course, and I also use Elliott waves.
Okay. And what are the timeframes that you that you're working on at the moment? Are you intraday? Are you a scalper in out? Are you looking to hold positions for slightly longer? What is it that you're doing at the moment? What are the timeframes?
Yes, of course. To be honest with you, I am not that much a day trader. I prefer to hold my positions a little bit longer. So okay. I invest on maybe 4-hour time frame or even a daily time frame because the larger the time frame, the more secure you are about your trade.
Okay.
There's a big difference between trading a daily time frame and 1 minute time frame. It's completely different. It's not the same. So yes, no matter what strategy you use, no matter what pattern you use, no matter what tools you use, the larger the time frame, the safer you are.
100%. Absolutely. No, I would definitely agree with you on that one. Now, that's again very important, and I think it's also really good to see that the tools, the techniques, the things that you're using, they're very simple. It's nothing too complicated. Yes. You're employing very simple strategies with really good risk management, really good and top trading psychology. Obviously, again, that's something like, as you mentioned, that everybody has to work on. Everybody has lapses, everybody makes mistakes, but it's how we adapt, it's how we learn from these mistakes and how we then move forward that counts the most. I think that's really important. That is really great to see. Okay, brilliant. So I would like now for you to give a little bit. You've been with us for a long period of time now. Like we've mentioned, you've managed $500,000 with us, been very successful on that account. You're now down at a smaller account level after unfortunately breaching the drawdown. I would like to for you to just give a little bit of a summary of your experience with Audacity and the funding program so far, how you found it. Is there any the things that you like about it, the things that maybe could need improving? That would be great.
I don't have any complaints, to be honest with you. I'm very satisfied. I remember the first time last year when I reached, I think it was in December, when I reached the 10% profit target. And I remember the payment was made in almost an hour. And so I was really surprised about that. I mean, I've never seen that before, just to be paid in 1 hour. I mean, it was really, I was really surprised. It was really fantastic. I mean, because everybody says you have to wait 2 to 3 days. Yeah. And when I saw in 1 hour that the payment was made, I was really surprised, and I was really surprised positively, of course. And that made me to work even harder for you and to prove myself and to bring even better results. Now, about the funding process, I am also very satisfied about the fact that every time someone reaches the 10% profit target, you double his account. Because I have to admit, there are other prop firms out there that they don't double your account. There is a much slower process on growing your account. So doubling your account is a fantastic way of showing to the trader that you respect his work and you respect what his effort and what he's offering to the company. So yes, I think that's also a very big compensation for the trader. The fact that you are just like that, you are doubling his account up to $500,000. Now, if there is something that I would like you to change, and I'm not saying that it must be done, it's just that it's maybe an advice. It's not, it's not that it must be done.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give to professional, I mean, to those who have proven themselves to be excellent with you. Maybe you could give even more funds to manage, for example, 1 million.
Okay. Yeah, understood. I think that's something that we're always looking at. If there is a situation and a scenario where we are able to offer a higher account size, then we will certainly do that. Again, that's what we're working towards and working for as a company and a business. So hopefully in the not so distant future, there will be opportunities for people like yourself, people who get right up to those maximum top account sizes, like we mentioned earlier. Again, up to you've been trading and managing up to that $500,000 account stage. If we can progress you further on, then we certainly will look to do so. So yeah, fantastic, really good feedback. I'm glad again that you're happy with the payment process, something that we work really, really hard on. Trust with all of our traders is really important. It's a massive thing, making sure that, you know, as soon as that trader reaches that 10% profit target, the payments process, the account is progressed and doubled onto the next stage so that they can continue to work, they can continue to trade on those account sizes. Again, something that's really, really important to us. So I'm glad that you're pleased with that, and I'm glad that you've highlighted that here today. So lastly, Megiliano, and I think this is, again, really, really important coming from someone like yourself who has been so successful with us and with our funding program. I would like for you to, you know, if you could give one piece of advice to a trader out there that maybe is struggling, a trader that is maybe in a little bit of drawdown at the moment and maybe, you know, slightly doubting themselves, what would that one piece of advice be?
Yes. Well, the truth is, that I can give a lot of advice about that. It's very hard to say it in just one advice.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Well, let me say that the most important thing is to always stay calm. The psychology is extremely important. I would also say to cut your losses as soon as possible. Do not let your losses run. On the contrary, let your profits run.
Yes.
And cut losses as soon as possible.
For sure.
And I think your best friend is experience. The longer you trade, the more things you will learn about the markets, the more strategies you will learn, the more markets you will learn to trade, and the more professional you will become through the years. So trading, for example, a serious number of hours daily, for example, 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day, on the long run, it will prove very beneficial to you, not to you personally, not only to you personally, to everybody,
yeah,
who's trading, because just like I said, the longer you trade, the longer period of time you trade, the better you will become as a trader. So the larger experience you have, the better you will become. So experience, I would say, is your best friend.
For sure. A really, really valuable piece of advice there. Staying calm, you know, build your experience, learn from your mistakes. Again, I think any trader, even someone who's successful, you know, producing profits and, you know, being successful at the moment, can definitely learn from those pieces of advice there. So thank you, Megiliano.
And of course, let me say, perseverance is probably the best advice I can give to somebody, because I have seen and I have met many, many traders since the beginning. When I started to trade since 2016, I have met many, many traders, and 95% of them, after some period of time, they just quit. They just quit because they don't see the results they expected to see. They have not reached on a level where they are professionals and they can do this full time. And each and every one of them, for their own reasons, they quit. So if you really like it, and I'm sure everybody does like it, so if you really like it, just persevere as long as it takes, and I guarantee sooner or later you will see results. I guarantee you. For
sure. I think you are, you know, you're speaking by example with, you know, perseverance. Obviously, like we mentioned it multiple times already, progressing all the way up to 480,000, having the setback of reaching the drawdown, but going again. And here we are on the 30,000, and I have no doubt that you will continue to progress back up to the six-figure accounts. The six-figure account sizes very soon. So
although I have to admit that when I reached the 10% drawdown, I have to admit this hurt me a lot psychologically.
Of course.
I have to admit that honestly.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe that I had to start all over again from the $15,000 account, and because I suppose you are a trader as well.
Yes.
And I think everyone who has reached at 480K only that person knows what he has been through in order to
Yeah.
reach there. And doing that all over again from the beginning is
Challenging.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Sure.
But I think, just like I said, psychology is the most important thing, and remaining calm, and then, of course, to persevere, and results will come. Absolutely,
Sure.
they will come.
100%. Look, Megiliano, we thank you for you giving your time to speak to us today. Like I said, it's really, really important that, you know, other traders, other people out there get to hear your story, everything that you've been through, the progress that you've made with our funding program. I think it again, really, really important that that message gets out there to other people, other traders that are with us, traders that are looking to join us. It's a really, really valuable piece of information. So we thank you for.
And also, let me add that I want everybody to know that they must not expect to become successful traders in just overnight, or in just a week, or in just a month. Yes, and sure. and becoming profitable trader, it won't be easy, and it's not an easy thing to be a profitable trader. It takes blood, it takes sweat, it takes tears, it takes all of that. So you have to fight very, very, very hard and persevere.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. So thank you again for spending the time with us today. Congratulations again on reaching the 10% target again. We look forward to sitting down with you again in the not so distant future when I'm sure you'll reach that 10% target not in not too long a time period. So we look forward to speaking to you then. Thank you again for your time today, and we'll speak to you very shortly. Thanks a lot, Megiliano.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye.